All right, who can help me out? What does bio stand for? Life. Whoops. And logi? Study of. Now we're going to study life from, look at my pictures, a certain point to a certain point. Who can give me those answers? Look at the pictures. What am I describing?
From the cell to the whole world.
Cell to the world, good. We're going to study global scale, but smaller than a cell. Smaller. We're going to study from the tiniest, microscopic, tiniest point. We are going to study even, what's in an atom to start, and then go. So the cell is really the basic unit of life, but we're going to go a little bit smaller in the beginning and then work all the way to global. So I said we're going to start from the smallest. So who could give me like the smallest point of life? The atom. And then atoms together combine to form
Protein.
what do we call proteins? Molecules. Big molecules, actually. Molecules combine to form what's coming up after molecules? Think of what you know.
Compound.
Compounds and molecules are kind of the same thing.
Cell.
Okay, what is smaller than a cell?
Uh,
Parts of a cell are called organelles. Good. Then organelles make up cells. Cells combine together to form tissues. You guys are so smart. Tissues combine to form organs. And organs working together, organ system. And organ systems form organism. Now, this is in your notes. This that I'm circling right here, we're going to cover in the latter part of bio, or if not, you'll take it in environmental. But I want you to know before I move on that, can you go from here to here and not have any of these and still be alive?
No.
Sure you can.
yeah.
Single-celled organism. Your level of organization is complex, so you go from cells to tissues to organ system, organism. But there's organisms that consist of one cell. There's organisms that every function of their life is done with a cell. Then you have organisms that have tissues and nothing else. No systems or no organs. Okay? So we're going to start with the simplest of organisms and work to us, which are the most complex. But you can have life and be single-celled. What you can't be is alive without a cell. So that's the smallest unit of life. So organisms make up what? If you have organisms that can breed and produce fertile offspring, what's that term? This is always the hardest one to get. Smaller. Smaller. I'll just give you those because you're kind of giving them to me out of order, but organisms that can breed are called, you make up what? No.
Species.
Correct. Species living together make up a population. Populations of different members make up a community. Communities interacting with their environment make up an ecosystem, and all together we make up what? All life on Earth.
The circle of life.
Yes. Which is called what? Life on Earth. What's the root word for life?
Bio.
Bio.
Biosphere.
Sphere. Good job. All right, you don't have to write this, and you're going to see it in the video. This is just an overview of how we're going to run through this class. I'm going to teach you how to experiment. Check. I did that already, right? Then we're gonna learn about molecules and their chemical reactions, cells, genes, hereditary, probably my favorite subject of bio, early life to evolving to now, microscopic unit of life, all the way to the most complex organisms, and then anatomy. Then if we have time, we do ecology, which is humans and other organisms, communities interacting with the non-living. That's environmental science the whole year. I'm actually gonna finish the notes today, I decided. All right, so what makes up a living thing? These are the 7 characteristics of life. You have to know them, and we're gonna apply them all year. What makes up a living thing? You had this question since 2nd grade. You probably answered it incorrectly, but it was what your interpretation of life was. When you were in 2nd grade, what did you think? If you were alive, what did you have to do? Move, right? Can you believe that's not one of the characteristics of life? And that was your answer. Move, but what was the second answer? Breathe is actually not a characteristic of life, but I am going to give you the ability to take in energy and use it, or kind of, you know, use chemicals in a sense. You said eat, but some organisms don't eat, right? But they take in energy and they use it, okay? So we had eat, move, and move. We don't move because what organism doesn't move? Tell me that. Plants, what do? They make their own food, so they use energy. What else? They kind of move, right? They don't get up and say, I'm gonna go to the window. They grow. All living things must grow. And that would be here. Oh no.
Oh, but that will be.
Growth. Yeah. All living things grow. What? But how do plants? If they don't move, how do they get light?
From the sun.
Correct. But what if I plant my plant over there and the sun's over there?
It'll bend towards the.
It'll bend. So what's it doing?
Adapting.
Adapting. Good. It's responding and evolving and adapting to its environment in order to survive. So it responds to a stimuli. It's funny because the number 1 characteristic you haven't given. What do all living things have to have? A cell. You have to have at least 1 cell. We obviously have many. And precise organization.